Social solidarity economics as an alternative development paradigm, a synthesis of the SOAs and RIPESS Manila 2013. Solidarity in Divergence. There were 9 self-organized activities organized, representing divergent sectors in groups such as the youth, home workers, farmers, cooperatives, academics, enterprise and microfinance practitioners. They came from different organizations and represented not just the Philippines, but other countries as well, carrying with them a particular agenda and commitments. However diverse they are, they all affirm the significance and relevance of social solidarity economics in addressing the multifaceted issues and challenges facing the communities, nations, and global communities. Failures that prompt solidarity. Neoliberal globalization, profit-motivated businesses, market-driven economy, exclusivity in monopoly, competitive governance, and the disregard for social-cultural and spiritual values that have caused conditions where wealth is concentrated in the view, while the majority suffer poverty, where economic and community grows with environmental degradation, disrespect for human rights, and the economic needs of people and communities through organizing, mobilization, and collective actions of the vulnerable and marginalized sectors. People were able to improve their conditions and position in society and protect their livelihoods grounded on the values and principles of collective investment, collective leadership, and collective sharing. For many years, communities practiced the principles and values of social solidarity economic without label. Good examples such as cooperatives exemplified successes that help improve the lives of the people. It is seen that SSE must utilize indigenous and traditional knowledge and practices of local farmers. Thus, the SSE today serves as a space for the convergence of these local livelihoods and alternative livelihood and economic paradigms. Rivers of prey into the basin of SSE. The SSE is like a catch basin of creative minds, reflections from experiences, theoretical formulations, practical innovations, and passionate commitments. The resources of SSE overflow as the rivers coming from the 9 SOAs empty their contribution towards enhancing the SSE concepts, values, and strategies. It has been observed that there are many definitions of SSE. In defining SSE, it is thought that this must be based on the rich global experiences and practices of people on the ground. Here are some of the SSE definitions from the SOA. SSE is a strategy for inclusive development where the people in non-governmental organizations utilize social enterprise to improve the well-being of the poor and increase their income, promote environmental protection, and contribute to the community economics. SOA 10. SSE is a people-centered economy with enterprise controlled and managed by the Association of Community People. There is a significant involvement and participation of the basic sectors to control resources such as land, capital, markets, technologies, and policies at different levels, local, national, global. It must have a strong movement fighting against discriminative global market policies that allows small economies to grow. SSE must ensure the sustainability and resilience of livelihood and of the community against disasters due to natural and human-induced hazards, building resilient communities through disaster reduction and climate change adaptation is an agenda of the SSE. SSE must be viewed in the context of neoliberal globalization and convergence of crises such as food security, environment aggravated by climate change, which contributes to the difficult situation of people in communities like home-based workers. It is necessary to establish a strong leadership relationship between financial bodies and households to promote investment, solidarity, social vision. The focus of SSE must be communities more than enterprises. Production must also meet the community's needs other than that of increasing income. For it to be sustainable, values must be established first. Many of these values are identified such as social responsibility, empowerment, righteousness, accountability, and nationalism from SOA 4. The Filipino version of SSE should take off from the cultural belief system, as a starting point of investigation. For example, the concept of fair trade, fair sharing, must be seen in the context of pakikipagkapwa-tao, which when translated into action means treating others as one wish to be treated. The concept of pagpapakatao should guide us in the equitable sharing of profits because it means looking not just after the physical needs of people, but looking at the way to satisfy the personal, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. In SSE, we may find anew our own traditional value and ethical system and infuse them with great blood and interpretation. Strategies for SSE promotion and sustainability. Given the 9 SOAs with almost 60 speakers and reactors and almost 70 hours of discourses and exchanges, the proposals that came out are enormous, and the 15 minutes for Gimero, 20 minutes. And the 15 minutes given for the synthesis by one person will not give justice to capture all of them. Nevertheless, here are some of the strategic actions presented. Education and mobilization of the youth as the future leaders for them to carry SSE in the next generation. Inclusion of SSE in the curriculum as the core for the subject matter. Education, campaign, linkages building, and advocacy using social media, lobbying, forum conferences, and other forms of public information. Capacity building of all the key players. Promotion of social enterprises, cooperatives, local exchange system, fair trade, solidarity finance, inclusive value chains, the open source movement, participatory budgeting, social investment funds, worker controlled pension funds, and credit unions. Use of the human rights framework as a common standard, which could guide disparate SSE efforts into a pathway for inclusive development. Establishing institutional linkages, reaching out from the local level of communities to the national and international levels. Applying gender lens, making the SSE hospitable to women by sharing power and decision-making between women and men. Greater access to and control over economic and social resources by women, support women's participation and empowerment. Inclusion of the SSE in the draft Declaration on the Rights of People and Individuals to International Solidarity in the International Labour Declaration and other international arena. Conduct of research in the SSE, developing frameworks, legislations, policies around SSE for combating poverty, and build models and success cases of SSE in a word. Developing enabling environment and support services to SSE through government assistance. Avoiding the value of debt by regularly asking advice from investors and attract investors to provide capital and other support in the whole chain. Professionalization and technical application to ensure environmental safety nets, accounting system, metrics, databases, and monitoring and evaluation. Building SSE as an alternative model development. The outcomes of the SOA in RIPESS Manila 2013 is an evidence of the wealth of resources that are in the hands of SSE proponents. The process of building SSE as an alternative model of development does not end here in Manila, but it is just a beginning in this part of the world which the HSBC declared as the sixth biggest economy in the world by the year 2015. Let the SSE be a prime mover and a partaker in this hope and vision where we can all create and be a part of. Mabuhay, and thank you very much.